Imagine having a dream that you've held onto your entire life. A dream that you've never let go of, even though you've never had the opportunity to pursue it. That's exactly what Rose Blomkin did. She had always dreamed of opening a furniture store, but she had never gone to school and only had $2,500 to her name. However, with the same determination and spirit that we all have when we're chasing our dreams, she built a business that she eventually sold to me for a whopping $60 million in 1983. But that's not all. Last year, her business did a staggering $1.5 billion worth of business. And get this, the fourth generation of her family is now working in that very same business. Talk about a legacy. Rose worked for me until she was 103 years old. Yes, you read that right, 103. She was an inspiration to us all, and her story is a testament to the power of hard work and determination. Sadly, she passed away the following year, but her legacy lives on. Her story is a lesson to all of us here at Berkshire. If you have a dream, don't let anything stand in your way. Pursue it with all your heart, and who knows? You might just build $1 billion business like Rose did. Get ready to be inspired by the stories of two incredible women who started with just $2,500 and built multi-million-dollar businesses. Rose Blomkin, a Russian immigrant who couldn't speak English when she arrived in Seattle in 1917, spent 20 years saving money and selling used clothing to bring her family to the U.S. With her $2,500, she fulfilled her dream of opening a furniture store in Omaha, which she eventually sold to Berkshire Hathaway for $60 million in 1983. She worked until she was 103 and left behind a $1 billion business that her fourth generation is still running today. Another woman, who remains unnamed, also started with $2,500 and built a business that Berkshire Hathaway paid hundreds of millions of dollars for. These women had one thing in common: they knew they had it in themselves to be something beyond where they were. They were willing to put in the time and energy to better themselves and their businesses. But it's not just women who can achieve great things with determination and hard work. Jack, a Midwest native born in 1922, dropped out of college in 1941 and volunteered for the Army Air Force when the U.S. was under attack. He was turned down due to his hay fever, but he went on to build a company that hires more college graduates each year than any other company in the U.S. These stories are a testament to the power of having a dream and working tirelessly to achieve it. So what's your dream? And what are you willing to do to make it a reality? Let me tell you a story about a man named Jack Taylor. He was a young guy, probably around 23 or 24 years old, when he volunteered for the Navy during World War II. He flew small flight airplanes and even got 2 distinguished flying crosses from the Navy. After the war, he came back to the Midwest and went from job to job until he finally became a used car salesman at a Cadillac dealership in St. Louis, Missouri. But Jack had bigger dreams. At age 35, he asked his boss if he could go into the car leasing business with him. His boss agreed, but only if Jack cut his salary in half and came up with $25,000, which he borrowed. Jack started with just 7 cars, and it was pretty slow going. In fact, whenever the phone rang, he let it ring 3 or 4 times to make it seem like he was busy answering other phones, even though it was the only call he was going to get all day. But Jack didn't give up. At age 40, he decided to go into competition with Hertz and Avis in the rent-a-car business. He had just 17 cars, and his cars weren't any different than theirs. But he was determined to offer customers friendlier service than they had ever seen. He named his company after the battleship he had flown from in the Pacific, the USS Enterprise. And he succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. When he died a year and a half ago, his rent-a-car company was worth more than Hertz and Avis combined. What was Jack's secret? He lived by the creed of delighting his customers and working with people to establish relationships with them. He couldn't take care of every rental car possibility, but he learned how to project himself and his attitude toward his fellow man and his desire to make a friend out of every customer. He managed to turn very ordinary cars into an extraordinary business from virtually nothing. The lesson here is that you don't necessarily get it right the first time. Jack failed in the car leasing business, but he learned from his mistakes and found the golden key at age 40. He focused on the one thing he could change, the customer's experience, and he succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. So don't worry about whether you have the greatest business idea in the world the first time out. The test is whether you keep learning as you go along what your strengths are and what you can do for your customers.